Nobel laureate to head of government, Professor Yunus' new identity. He was a teacher. Bank establishment from there. Later Professor Mohammad Yunus won the Nobel Peace Prize with that bank. Since then, Professor Yunus gained fame beyond Bangladesh and in the world. But he was cornered for more than a decade and a half in his own country. He lost the authority of the established Grameen Bank. Professor Yunus surprised everyone by forming a political party just 5 months after winning the Nobel Prize. During the army-backed caretaker government in 2007, the -2 formula was widely discussed to remove Awami League President Sheikh Hasina and BNP chairperson Khaleda Zia from politics. Sheikh Hasina came to power through the elections of 29 December 2008. Sheikh Hasina considered Professor Yunus a mastermind behind the -2 formula. After the formation of the Sheikh Hasina government in 2009, Professor Yunus had to repeatedly appear in court in various cases, including the loss of authority of the bank for more than a decade and a half. He was also in fear of arrest. In an interview given to BBC Bangla last March, Professor Yunus said that the initiative to form a political party at that time was wrong. He still has to pay for that mistake. Professor Yunus at 111 A caretaker government was formed on the 11th of January 2007 with the support of the army and the leadership of Fakhruddin Ahmed. General Moin Ahmed was the army chief at that time. Both caretaker government chief Fakhruddin Ahmed and the army chief wanted to implement a theory called the -2 formula, where BNP and Awami League leaders are exiled or imprisoned and form a new government to run the state. At that time, the discussion of forming a group under the leadership of Professor Yunus was also vigorous. Enmity with Awami League is the reason in 2006, when Professor Mohammad Yunus was awarded the Nobel Prize, Grameen Bank also received the Nobel Prize. Awami League, which was in opposition at that time, was the first to congratulate Professor Yunus and the Grameen Bank he founded for winning the Nobel Prize. However, after coming to power in 2009, the party and then Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina started making various allegations against Professor Yunus. The first of which started from the position of managing director of Grameen Bank Nobel laureate Dr. by acquitting Mohammad Yunus. On March 2, 2011, Bangladesh Bank issued an order dismissing Professor Yunus from the post of managing director of Grameen Bank. Against it he started an association with the neglected women and men of the village. Everyone used to save in that society. Grameen Bank was founded in 1976 from the farms of these farmers. Later, Grameen Bank was officially born as a full-fledged bank in Bangladesh on October 2, 1983 with a completely new concept called small credit. Professor Yunus and his established Grameen Bank jointly won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006 when the activities of Grameen Bank of Professor Yunus expanded. After Awami League came to power in 2009, Professor Yunus became enmity with Awami League and Sheikh Hasina. In the last few years, Sheikh Hasina and Awami League leaders have been seen calling Professor Yunus a bloodsucker and usurer. Grameen Bank started from its establishment in 1976 from that modern farm of Jobra village in Chittagong, from where its activities gradually spread across the country. Professor Yunus was telling the story of that time while highlighting the history of Jobra village.